Pete Setti, number 2 in the world, plays world number 3, Peter Gilchrist. It should be a great match. We look forward to your company then. I'm Steve Rebellion. Goodbye for now. Opponent today, Oliver Ortmann, caused the upset of the tournament by defeating snooker champion Steve Davis in an extremely tight tussle. Both players are deserving finalists in this premier Q Sport tournament, the Lindrum Masters. We join the players in the second frame of the snooker. Quinten Hann is in the lead on 88 points, Oliver Ortmann on 26.
Four disciplines of Q sports: snooker, billiards, 8-ball and 9-ball pool. And it's a race to 100 points in each discipline.
Viewers will remember many years ago, if they watched the pot black and that over here, a gentleman called Kirk Stevens, who was one of our top snooker players in the 80s. He used to wear a white suit. Quinten Hann, perhaps the only other player I've ever seen wear a white suit, but when you're as good as Kirk Stevens and Quinten Hann is now, you're entitled to wear what you want. Very flamboyant character, great player. Looks like an Ortmann special here. He's actually looking at the 2 reds right in the cluster of 6 just below the pink. Now, if they're dead set, he's got no knowledge whatsoever of knowing where the white ball's going, so this is going to be played at pace. I would suggest you watch all pockets here for after potting this, because the balls are going to be spread far and wide if he takes this plant on. If the plant's a certainty, he can risk potting it, because at least he's got the option of playing safe if he doesn't get onto a colour. It looks dead set to me. But he's actually now looking at the 3-ball plant to take the white safety as well. You can see the 2 reds direct. They're the 2 reds he's looking at, look. He can actually see those direct through the gap of that red and the pink. But he's probably wondering that he won't get a good white ball. That's why he's thinking of playing the 3-ball plant, playing the white back into the balk area of the table for choice of balk colour or blue.
Well, he's certainly having a good look at it. It looks as though it could be on Willie. But again, as you know, that you're still going to make the right contact on the second red. Depending on where the contact is made, can pull the ball you're trying to pot one way or the other.
Very, very good shot. And thankfully for Oliver, he's finished perfectly on the blue and knocked a red past the line of the blue spot, which he can clearly get onto now. And these are really important moments in this match for Oliver Ortmann. This, without doubt, along with the billiards, are going to be his 2 worst disciplines. And if he can get probably 60 or 70 points combined out of the snooker and billiards, you could almost suggest he might be favourite to win this match.
6.
Yes, and he knows how to win. He's won quite a number of world pool titles, and he defeated 6 times world snooker champion Steve Davis in the semi-final. Obviously, he's got a very good temperament.
Yeah, Steve actually lost by 100 points to nil at the 9-ball, lost 4 straight games on the trot, but only had 1 shot. Oliver kept clearing up on him, so he knows himself how important this snooker and billiards is. But Quinten Hann's no mean pool player. Quinten will be kicking himself if he gets 60 or 70 points on him at the snooker.
12.
Well, this is a perfect angle to get onto the black.
13.
It just depends whether the red, when the black goes back onto its spot, the red to the right of the black spot is actually covering the black into this corner pocket. If you could get onto that red now, that would open the black into both pockets, and this would be a very, very good chance of getting a sizable break. Needing that cue ball to be another 2 inches higher, though. May have to go
20.
up for the blue here. I'm not sure whether they can hold it for the black. This is a really good effort from Oliver Ortmann.
Yeah, he could stun onto the red just above the black with a retained position. That's a nice, gentle shot. As you know,
21.
that's not easy when you're just dropping them in.
Well, this has really turned out to be. I know it's hard to say for a pool player to make a 60 or 70 break, but Oliver Ortmann has made plenty of century breaks at snooker. And he only needs 53 from here, and the reds are very, very nice. What a body blow this would be for Quinten Hann to be virtually 80-odd points in front and probably throw the game away.
28. $29.
And that's a better shot than it looks. Very, very important when you play that shot to always get top side of the blue so you don't have to do hardly any work with the cue ball. If it had been a foot this side of the blue, it'd have had to go in and out of balk, and that would have made the positional side very, very difficult. As it is now, he has those two loose reds to the left of the black that are available in the corner. Certainly the one just below the cluster of 5 is available into the right-hand corner as we look. And that's the one he's playing for this time. And looks to be a little bit short, but does have the chance of potting the red, get a cannon on the other red and stand nicely on the black.
34.
These are the kind of shots, Ray, that you have to think that could go astray for Oliver, because he's used to playing with bigger balls, heavier balls at ball, and when you're playing a little cannon, the judgment of pace is very, very difficult for somebody who's playing with the weight of ball that's different to what he's used to.
$35.
And he played it beautifully. And these are useful points to him.
I think of all the players, Rex, I've been more impressed with Oliver Ortmann on the snooker table than any of the other players.
42.
Yes, he's a tremendous potter. Some of the pots he brought up against Steve Davis were really terrific pots. And he's got a better knowledge of the game.
Yes, he knows this is a massive shot. If he gets it, he's bound to get at least another 7 points with the black being available. This kind of shot, if you catch the near jaw, you can miss these. Oh, he's played it perfectly.
43.
And a lovely angle on the black to be able to stun up for the red to the right of that cluster of 5 will be available into the opposite corner. That's what he's looking at now. This has really been a marvellous effort.
Well, one would have to say,
50.
Willie, that he's making this break like a top snooker player.
Yes, I'm beginning to feel quite pleased he's not in England playing snooker the way he's knocking these in. The work starts now, though. These 4 reds that are going to be in the cluster behind the pink appear not to be available in any pocket. So after potting this red, he's going to have to leave himself an angle on either the pink or the
51.
black. He maybe feels that the outside red, if you can leave the cue ball where the pink is now, the outside reds are going to be available into the opposite corner. But when the pink goes back onto its spot, maybe he can't get onto one of those. Well, he's left a gap through the 3 reds and the pink to be able to play this outside red, I think. It's a bit tight.
57.
Only 5 points behind now. There's that gap we're talking about. Is there enough room to be able to pot that red and get onto pink or blue? May have to play with a little bit of side Rex to help the pot.
Yes, if he needs to make the shot more difficult. But he would still slip through on to give himself a chance at the black if he did that. And and with a chance of opening the reds. Must be a little bit more difficult than it appears.
Yes, I think you can only see the red thick, which means there it is there. You can only go up for blue or pink. It's definitely on. He can play it with a little bit of right-hand side. And what that actually does is actually kicks the ball over a little bit. So if he plays it with a lot of side, he's actually looking at a plant as well, but this plant doesn't look on. I'm sure he could pop the red just below the pink with a little bit of right-hand side. Goodness me, this is a tricky plant if he wants to take this one on. He only needs 17 points.
Well, if he takes this plant on, he must have been watching Jean Valdevelde in the British Open Golf Championship, because he got up to all sorts of antics, and this is certainly... But he would be taking the cue ball back to balk.
I think he'll be delighted though, Rex, whatever happens, that the fact that he scored over 80 points against Quinten Hann in, which is obviously Quinten's favourite discipline. And this could be a match teller, really, the fact that he's got over 80 points. He might even win the match if this goes in. Well, that's wonderful. Wonderful. He really does deserve to win the frame now after that. That just shows you the powers of the plants as far as the pool's concerned, Rex.
I don't think I would have even looked at it, would he?
This blue will put him 1 point in front.
And no matter what the outcome of this snooker
63.
discipline, this would be a body blow for Quinten Hann. He would have expected to build up a good lead in the snooker.
Wow, this is fantastic.
64.
Unfortunately for him, the choice of shot here is the blue, because the pink is a little bit tricky unless he can play the cannon onto the red just below the pink, but the blue is perfect. If he stuns the blue into the top corner pocket, he's bound to be on the red below the pink, whereas if he plays the cannon from pink to red, it could go astray.
Well, that is what we would do if we were playing snooker, but with the format of this tournament, the 6 points are so valuable to him.
Well done. So Oliver Ortmann, red and colour, be a famous victory for him.
70.
Well, this has been a terrific break. A great performance. Brought off some remarkable shots, and of course it started from that terrific plant that he sorted out.
Yeah, Quinten will be kicking himself. He knows that 7 points that he wasted on the final black to lead by something like 95 points to 20 or something like that. Could cost him dearly. I think he was 80 points in front at one time.
$71.
Just needs green or brown will be enough. Doesn't need to bother about position. And a magnificent 75 break by Oliver Ortmann.
A fantastic turnaround there for Oliver Ortmann. It certainly looked as though Quinten Hann had that one wrapped up. A good start leading into the second discipline, 8 ball.